Hi Scorpio, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be pulling for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. These are general messages, guys. Take what resonates, please throw out the rest, and try not to make it fit. Remember, the energies are very enmeshed when we're doing such energy, so it could certainly be vice versa, okay? Oh, Scorpio. You know, I was going to do Pisces, but I was really pulled to do you guys first. We have such scorpionic energy in this Libra season. It's nuts. You guys are really kind of ruling the planet, actually. Very, very strong energy where you guys are showing up, right? That October 6th into 7th, Mercury in Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus. That is really pushing a lot of us to do some serious overthinking, right? You guys are just really in there. Beautiful. I'm getting like Loyal Heart is kicking out here. Let's see what we get for your crowning energy. I'll work the astrology in as we go along. I'm going to change it up a little bit this time, guys, okay? All right, any messages that Scorpio needs to know? First 2 weeks of October 2019. 2019, let's see what our crowning energy comes in at. Unfinished symphony. Okay. Well, Scorpio, I feel like you're going to know exactly what that means, okay? If this resonates with you, unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends somewhere in your life. So this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill here, right? Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance, take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can happen, so that the answers that you seek right now can be found. You can't move forward, right? Really, if you're leaving things unfinished. I mean, it makes sense. So you really want to reflect on what's past so that your life can continue in a really healthy way. Now, regarding relationships, yeah, I mean, listen, you know, this typically indicates moving on being really difficult, right? When love lingers, things being left unsaid. If you haven't had the opportunity for closure, which is really, really hard, actually, guys, right? To have in relationships and in your heart, it is really hard. You know, you can still feel bound up in your relationships when closure is denied. So it's important to achieve this for yourself. So make that call, write that letter, have that conversation if you need to. You know, for peace of mind, accept matters as they are. Make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Even if you just write it down somewhere, just be clear about what's left unresolved in your life and close the door on the past, just so that you could set yourself free, if for nothing else. Because only then are you going to be able to really move forward in a way where new love is going to be able to come in. Now, if it doesn't have anything to do with love, because not everybody is in relationship or has been in relationship, regarding your career or a friendship or a situation within your family, well, definitely with career, make sure you complete projects now before starting something new. You know, before starting a new one. Maybe you created something special that'll increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth, but you didn't see it through. You know, maybe it's that book you didn't finish writing, or that project you didn't finish, you know, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, whatever it is. Now is the time to really put your nose to the grindstone and complete the task that you've built up to this point. You know, like pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in assignments, complete the work of arts that you started. You know, just basically tie up loose ends, just so that you can move forward with some sense of confidence and surety, right? Knowing that you're on a prosperous path and feeling really refreshed and really like excited about the future. Now, in your pre-shuffle, message from the universe is that I pulled, it flipped out, and they always do with this deck on the chance that I do use it, karma is on your side. So it says, if you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd ever even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Scorpio. Yes. Beautiful. And I do feel that with you guys this month. You know, I do want to mention that we have we have stuff going on this month, okay? We have Pluto going direct to 20 degrees of Capricorn on the 2nd into the 3rd. And Pluto's really going to be pushing us to ask us, like, you know, who do I trust? Who's not trustworthy in my life? Really pushing out the mind games just to really, in an attempt to really take care of yourself. Scorpio, you don't have to keep people, situations, anything in your life that's not healthy for you. And this is completely healthy, right? Keep what's good. It's all about power and completion and conclusion right now. It really is. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. But, you know, it might not be totally comfortable. But Scorpio, I got to tell you, I've been feeling like you guys are doing okay. But I feel like many of you are in this sort of in-between space. I do feel like that. A little bit of an in-between space because, you know, with that Pluto direct to 20 degrees of Cap, keeping it real, we're dealing with this Aries and Libra energy, and Aries is assertiveness, and Libra is about, even though it's a male sign, it's very feminine. So it's about partnership and fairness with Pluto in there challenging them. So there's a lot of projection going on, a lot of jealousy, bitterness. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are like in a wonky space in your relationships right now. You know, you might be together, but it might not. It might be a little left to center. You might be feeling kind of like power struggles and weird stuff. But what's awesome is that Jupiter is hanging out in there in harmony with the sun and the moon. You know, Jupiter's trining the moon and sextiling the sun. So that's giving us a little support inside that crazy, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 2 cards for you and 2 cards for an external situation. Could be a relationship, could be a job, situation with your family, a friend, whatever. So 2-2 for past, 2-2 for present, and 2-2 for fears. Then we're going to sweep that and get into any of the blockages and outcome energies. Okay. We got that karma cards, Scorpio, for you guys. Oh my gosh. Nice. All right, that's present. Let's see what your fears are. Oh, so many people are at cross purposes with themselves. Okay, yes. Lots of the signs. All right, let's put that there for, okay. So we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So in the past, this is telling me that you are really in a space of judging everything that you've gone through in your life up to that point, up to the point of whatever is on your heart right now that you are seeking any sort of advice regarding in this reading. So this could be a relationship, this could be a job, situation with a family member, a friend, it doesn't matter. Where you are really, because the karma card in other decks is the equivalent of the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is all about being very realistic about how you have rolled out, how you behaved, how you carried yourself, choices you made, what you did in the relationship, in the situation, in the circumstance, and how they behaved, and they being, you know, whatever applies to this particular situation. But with the 5 of Pentacles, you know, fives is the number of conflict, right? So it's telling me that you feel like there has been unfair connection up to this point, because Pentacles is more than resources. It's more than money. It's also about physical, emotional, and psychological connection. It's how we do relationship. And look at this card. It's quite stark. So I'm getting that there was a feeling, but you know, you were feeling in the past that someone wasn't showing up the way they were supposed to be showing up. A job was not bringing you what you really needed it to bring you. There was this lack of support, okay, in your past, with something that's been really troubling you. Maybe a friend was not being as supportive as you needed, or maybe that you would have been for them in the same situation. It could be a family member not showing up the way you really needed them to. This is a general reading, so you're going to take it as you see fit, but really understand the idea of Pentacle, guys. Like Pentacle, too many people get caught up on the money aspect, and it really does mean mental, psychological, physical, and it means connection. It's very much this 8th house vibe. It's like how we do relationships, right? And I'll talk about that a little more as we go along. But in the past, I feel like you were dealing with someone or a situation which is a King of Cups reverse energy, which is somebody holding back their emotions, not being willing, because the King of Cups upright is all about understanding commitment, knowing how to commit, knowing what's needed, all of that. And I'm getting in the reverse, yeah, there was this start that wasn't happening with this person, and you felt very, very unsupported by them, Scorpio. I mean, and you were calling them out on it. Listen, the Ace of Cups is a beautiful energy upright. This is about a brand spanking new beginning in the emotional sector. This doesn't have to only be love, though. This can just be anything that works within your heart space. So it can be a job that you really wanted, a project that you really wanted to start, something with your friends, something with your family, but where you felt like this person or people in the situation were not on board in the same way as you were, and they weren't giving you what you needed. And the King of Cups in reverse does indicate to me emotional manipulation. So there could certainly be some lip service being given here, some, you know, or bullshit artists, quite frankly. Someone speaking out of both sides of their mouth, someone telling you that things were going to be A, B, and C, but they weren't quite showing up. It's like, because in the upright, these are such incredibly positive, this is such an incredibly positive duo, that in the reverse, to me, that always tells me somebody who's a bit of a bullshit artist, or somebody who is just not being really straight up with you regarding their heart space and what their intentions are. They're telling you one thing, but they're not following through. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. People not showing up the way they presented themselves to be is what I'm getting here. Now, in the present, I have the Three of Cups energy and the Four of Pentacles. So, listen, Scorpio, yeah, I got to tell you, I'm not getting a bad vibe about where you guys are at right now, because you have what you need. Four of Pentacles. Now, I want to say something about the Four of Pentacles energy. I think the Four of Pentacles energy gets a little bit of a bad rap. People call it like the card of stinginess, right? You know, the guy's really holding on to his coin, doesn't want to give it up, you know. Well, that could be, okay? This is a general reading, so maybe you're holding on to your resources a little tighter than maybe you need to, okay? But because Pentacles represents so much more to me, and it just does represent so much more, this can be you really wanting to protect yourself after dealing with this nonsense. You know, you really watching out for Scorpio. Scorpio really taking care of your own heart, your own mental space, and you just really want to have right now, you want to have a good time, you want to get together with your friends, you want to get together with your family members, people who really matter to you, you want to raise your cup, you want to have a little bit of celebration for the good things in life. Not to say that everything is perfect, but you have what you need. What I like, the number 4 is a very stable number, right? So this is telling me that you're like, okay, man, you're like, okay. And you don't want somebody to come in and ruffle that up. You just don't. So it's like, not my monkeys, not my circus kind of energy. You just don't want to take on somebody's really negative energy right now. And I feel like it's because you did in the past, and you're in this space of just not wanting to do it. You just kind of don't want to do it right now. And this makes sense to me considering this time period of the first 2 weeks of October, because then on the 15th we have Mercury in you. We have Mercury in Scorpio, trine Neptune and Pisces, and that's about creativity really soaring. You know, you being just really creative and getting in touch with what works for you, like that inner space, right? So the person that you're dealing with, the person or situation that you're dealing with during this time, they so want to have this Nine of Cups energy with you, which is all about attainment and abundance. They really, really want this, but they've been feeling quite anxious about something. There's something about the person or situation that you're dealing with that they are feeling very, very uncomfortable about. They're feeling this because the Nine of Swords reverse. First of all, I like it way better than in the upright, because in the reverse it indicates, in the upright, this is the 3 a.m. anxiety card. Worried about worrying, right? This is just so worried. In the reverse, it indicates a couple of things to me. One, a lot of the things are self-imposed. A lot of the anxiety and worry that they're having is actually self-imposed. There may be, growing mountains out of molehills. It could be. But it could also be they are leaving the lowest point of the cycle and kind of going into the upswing of it. But I actually feel like I want to have some qualifiers on that one, like straight away. I don't even want to wait for that one. Spirit, please give me some more energy on this Nine of Swords reverse energy that Scorpio's person situation is dealing with, please? A little bit of information on this Nine of Swords. Okay, all right. Ooh, hello. What the hell? What? All right. So, well, that makes sense. I mean, come on now. They want to come in. Oh, they want to come in, Scorpio. They so badly want to be whatever you need as far as security and resources and mental and physical and emotional stability. They want to be this, but things are just falling apart left, right, and center in your relationship. It is so incredibly rare. I have to tell you, I'm doing this a very long time, to have the Tower and the Death consecutive. And then we get the Page of Wands, which indicates delay. Now, I want to tell you something about the Death and the Tower card. I don't believe in absolutes in tarot. I don't believe in absolutes in life, period, amen. It is a very subjective view. You don't have to agree with me. That's totally fine, but I'm telling you what I'm getting. I honestly believe, and let me just, backtrack a little bit. For those of you who are not knowledgeable about tarot, the Tower indicates an ending of something. I mean, a complete annihilation, it being pulled down and it being done. Yeah? And then we have the Death card after it, which is very interesting to me because the Death means almost the same thing. Something's done, but it's a cycle that's done. And that's why I love that these came up consecutively for you. I feel like this is a very special reading. The Tower to me is very, very positive. And I don't have a negative connotation for this because whatever's coming down needed to come down. It's not serving you. It's not serving you. To perpetuate something that's negative for you and ultimately not serving you is not positive. Just because it feels good in the short term, to not feel alone, or to have that temporary sense of security when you know that it's ultimately not good for you is not serving your higher purpose. However, I also see the Tower as being the ending of false ideals, false way of thinking, old ideas, old sense of morality, an old way of framing reality that needs to just stop and end because it's not working. So I'm really reading this as somebody's coming in and they really want to give you everything. But the way everything has been up to this point needs to completely end. This cycle is done. But you have this blessing because the Death, and this is you, Scorpio. You guys are all about death and rebirth. And that's what the Death card is. This is you, right? So this is whatever's been going on up to this point, you're realizing it's done. It can't continue like that. And I have to tell you, I feel like you're pretty comfortable with that. I'm not saying it's not hurting you. I'm not saying it's not. But I do feel like the person that you're dealing with is hurting a whole hell of a lot more than you are. General reading, the energies could be flipped. I have to tell you what I'm getting. So I am also getting that Page of Wands reverse is telling me that in the midst of all of this, and what could be the foundation for all of this, for the Tower and the Death reverse, is the fact that somebody has been very, first of all, dragging their feet with moving things forward, but also quite manipulative, right? This indicates delay, and it indicates delay through manipulation. Okay, so somebody trying to pull some sort of nonsense on you and it just not working and you not having it. I gotta tell you, Scorpio, that is what I'm getting. Because then when we have in your fear position, your fear is to move forward with this person or the situation. And you not even being at cross purposes with yourself or with them anymore. Because the Two of Swords upright, remember the swords are words, ideas, and truth, right? And when we have the Two of Swords energy, it's about, all right, you know what? Let me sit here on this rock and just chill and think about things before I make a decision. In the reverse, it's like, I know. I made the decision. I have the information I need. I'm like bulldozing through this bitch. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting that your fear is, your fear is moving forward in this situation because of information that came to light, okay? Some sort of reality that reared its head to you about the person or situation that you're with. But the person that you're dealing with, Their fear is the Nine of Pentacles. They're fearing they're fearing having this ultimate attainment with you. They're fearing not having this ultimate utopia. The Sun it's the most positive card in the deck. And it lightens up any of the negative cards around it. However, it being in the reverse indicates it's still very positive, but it indicates delay. Okay, so Scorpio, what I'm getting is that the person or situation that you're dealing with has love for you, great intentions. They want all these things with you, right? And they're viewing you guys not being okay. If this is not resonant, if you guys are in a healthy, beautiful relationship, Scorpio, I'm sorry, maybe I'll get you next time. Whoever this is for, I'm getting that you guys are in a weird space in your relationship, but you're with somebody who is entirely patient because they know that you are this ultimate utopia for them, but the reverse indicates delay. But they want it. They want it with you. Yeah. They want it with you. And I feel like it's not finished. But Scorpio, I got to tell you, I feel like you have a little bit of the upper hand in this, my friend. I really do. I mean, and if you're not feeling that, then this is, I'm so sorry, this is not your reading, right? You know, the readers here on this platform doing these general readings, we try the best we can to tap into everybody's energy, but it's just not possible. I got to tell you, these messages are quite clear coming through. Quite clear. Yeah. For some reason, the person you were with did something was not good with you, man. Something wasn't good with you. All right, so we swept that, and let's get into what your blockages are and some outcome energy, okay? Blockages and outcome for Scorpio Spirit, first 2 weeks of October 2019. Anything that's going to help them kind of understand the situation better. Understand the person that they're dealing with, the situation, any situation it is, okay? Let's pull two. Okay, ooh, Emperor, I might be dealing with an Aries, okay. So I'm getting, you feel like somebody is very friggin' full of themselves, Scorpio. Very in their ego, and it is so not okay with you, but I'm wondering, we'll pull more on the outcome. We'll pull more when we get there. But right now, your blockages, Scorpio, I feel like you are afraid of this person or situation. Because listen, the Emperor is all about, okay, let me just say the one little negative about the Emperor. So you might be dealing with an Aries. But the Emperor is all about single-mindedness. There is a single-minded type of ego. Driven. Very committed to being the leader of something. Very committed to being in control. And I feel like, because Scorpio, you guys are such a beautiful, caring, like just you're a water sign. You feel so deeply. You think things to death. You try to figure out everything, right? You're just about, like, let's get to the core of the flippin' truth and let's just rebuild this bitch. Like, let's just do this, right? And I feel like part of the block for you is that you feel like you're dealing with a person or a situation where you feel like you don't have the freedom to actually do that. And you're scared about this because it's a block. So in the blockage position, to get the Ten of Swords, you got every cyclical ending in a reading. You got the Tower, you got the Death card, and you got the Ten of Swords. But this is the deal with the Ten of Swords over the other ones, is one at a time. These swords have been put in your back over time. And because it's in your blocked position, this tells me, the other side of this is that you're having a hard time trusting this person. And that's blocking you. Because how can you trust somebody who puts swords in your back one at a time over time? That's just illogical, right? Yeah. And, also what's blocking you here. Yeah. I mean, listen. You got the Sun card in reverse and your blockage. So I'm feeling this is not finished, okay? I'm sorry. If you're not resonating with this, then you're not resonating with this. But Scorpio, I feel very strongly, okay, because now you got the sun reverse, which is still entirely positive. It just indicates delay. And part of your blockage is this delay because you feel like you are dealing with a person or a situation who is not willing to move forward with you. And you may not be willing because it's a core card, because it's a knight, right? Because knight cards, we always have to acknowledge it could be you or it could be the other person. These energies could always be flipped. But there's a lack of willingness to move forward. But somebody is being so silly here. Somebody's being silly, Scorpio, because you got the sun in reverse, which is still so positive. This is deepening of a commitment. This is deepening of communication. Entirely positive. They have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. That what's blocking them is they're fearing not having this attainment, but they so badly want it with you. They so badly want it with you, and it's actually getting in their way. They don't know how to undo this knot. They don't know how to undo this knot. Yes. Okay. But I'm going to tell you something. What's blocking them is the willingness to take the leap forward with you because someone has been dishonest. Now, this might be them and they might not know. I feel like they were dishonest with you and they don't know how to undo it. And yet they are not done with this relationship, this situation. Listen, guys, even if this is a job, this tells me about like an employer or some misrepresenting a position and them not knowing how to backtrack, them not knowing how to unknot that. Somebody overpromising something and them not really knowing how to unknot it. Just not knowing how to unknot it. Okay? Now, in the outcome energy, we have the Seven of Cups reverse. And I like this in reverse because to me, this indicates, because in the Seven of Cups upright, this indicates 5 positive cards, great, great, great. But 2, you just don't have enough information to move forward in a beautiful way, right? In your heart space. This tells me that the outcome is information is going to come out and you guys are going to be able to move forward in a new way. The Knight of Pentacles energy is like, here, I want to be supportive and I want you to support me and I want to share emotionally and physically and mentally with you and I want this with you and this is how I've really been feeling. So what a positive outcome this is. What a positive outcome that is. Yes. The Empress. This is all about cultivation, Scorpio. The Empress is the mother of the tarot. This is about planting seeds and bringing them to fruition and birthing and then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. And Two of Wands is like, okay, let's hold hands and look at this future and figure out where we're going to go. You got the world in your right hand. There's a willingness to move forward. Spirit, yes, no. Yes, no. Will Scorpio have the outcome that their heart is wanting for this person or this situation this first 2 weeks of October? Give or take some time. We understand energy doesn't understand time. Whatever's on their heart, Spirit. Whatever's on their heart. Yes. I am fine with that. That's fine. You guys are going to have... All right. You're going to go through an argument. There's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of pain. But look at what's centering it. I love it. All right. There's going to be arguing. Look what's bookending this. Four of Pentacles reverse is telling me there's going to be an unwillingness to be supportive, an unwillingness to compromise. There's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of yelling. There's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be... You're going to feel like there are lies being told. This person is just so deceitful. But guess what? At the end of the day, you guys are going to end up in the Queen of Cups. You guys are going to be in the Queen of Cups energy, which is all about sharing your heart space and emotion and really trying to figure stuff out. That is what I have. Oh my gosh. Can I just have one more energy to work with this Queen of Cups, please? One more energy. Yeah, they're going to argue. You're lying. No, you're lying. You should have been supporting me like this. No, you should have been more like this. Bada, bada, bada. Could be a third party situation. I'm not totally feeling it. I could be totally wrong with that, guys. Only because for you, it's a general reading. But it's pain. There's pain there. The Hangman. You guys are going to just hang out and you are going to feel. You're going to talk about how you felt disillusioned. You're going to talk about what you need and what you see in the relationship. And then you're going to end with that Two of Cups energy. You're going to end with the Two of Cups. This is about sharing and commitment and communication and the higher, the more elevated senses within your personality and your communication and your commitment and really working things out together. as partnership, but you are going to go through a ride. There's going to be a lot of arguing. There is going to be a lot of arguing, but that Mercury in Scorpio and you try Neptune and Pisces on the 15th, that is going to end up being really, really good for you. We have really nice transits. So we have 8 transits. I didn't go over all of them, but there's going to be arguing, but I feel like you guys are going to end up figuring your stuff out, or at least start going in the right direction. Yeah, Scorpio, that's what I have for you right now. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Bye-bye.